It's When Fists Fly with Big Nige. We're doing it a little bit different today, obviously due to the circumstances of the current situation around the world. We're doing a telephone interview. I'm here with super-flyweight prospect Sam Cox, 5-0. Firstly, let me ask, how are things with you and your family?
Do you know what? I'm great. My family's great. My dad's in the older category, sort of 71. So we've locked him down in Kent. In that we've got a caravan down there. So we isolated him first out there. I've got a sister that lives down the road with my nephew and her husband. They're all good. And then I'm in my flat on my own, really.
Oh man. Tough times. So,
yeah, it is. They're testing times, that's for sure.
Of course. So, first question then. What have you been doing in terms of training to tick things over? Really, with you being by yourself, is that slightly harder or more motivation?
To be honest, where I was meant to fight Saturday on the 28th at the O2 for the matchroom bill, and where I had that day. The whole of last week, I kind of thought, you know what, let me continue camp. So training twice a day, doing everything that I was doing, obviously minus going to the boxing gym because you're not allowed down there.
Yeah, of course.
But I was doing a cardio a day and either like a shadow boxing sort of strength or like whatever I could do. But I was doing 2 sessions a day and really hitting it hard just because I wanted to complete that camp. Like I didn't want to leave it and like just cut it short sort of thing.
Yeah, of course.
In my head, I just wanted to do that 10-week, and I got that done. And now starting this week, I'm going to tone it down. My body needs a rest. I've gone for even though I haven't had the fight, I've gone for a 10-week camp now. Really put my body into some stress. So I'm just going to back it off, do a couple of 5Ks now and then. Maybe a couple of cycles and a bit of shadow boxing, but nowhere near as intense as what I was training.
Yeah, that's good to hear then. As you mentioned, you were scheduled to fight on the 28th of March on the David Avanesyan and Josh Kelly undercard. Obviously, with that being postponed due to the current issue, that's obviously a great opportunity for someone like yourself starting in the pro ranks. Great platform and a massive crowd at the O2. How much of a setback would you say that's had on your early career?
You know what? If it was just the fight got cancelled and I could box on another show, I would say it's not too much of a setback. But in terms of the current situation where we are, it's a massive setback because it was a great platform for me to be on. It's a great exposure. I want to thank Matchroom for putting me on there. But in terms of what we're in now, I think for us ticket seller boxers, so like when I box at small shows, I sell a good reasonable amount of tickets and it allows me to be able to box and make profit out of it. Now, even if we get back to boxing, I don't even think we're going to get back to boxing until September. And even if we do, in September, who's really going to have the money to come out because of the current situation that we've been in? Everyone's pay's been cut, everyone's losing businesses, losing family. Yeah. So guys like us, it's going to hit us. It's going to put us back a year, I think. I was looking to get out on the 28th and then get into a title fight ASAP as soon as I wanted one straight after, but obviously with boxing you have to wait for the fights to align. So maybe if we had another one, I'm not sure, but I was 1 or 2 fights away from a southern area or an English title. So it's really put the grinders on.
Man, just hearing you say that is tough to hear because obviously boxers earn a living from fighting as it is. And I know, speaking to quite a number of boxers, that a lot of money goes in towards camp, nutrition, just sparring, and then to find out that not only has the fight been cancelled.
I can make it even worse here. I literally, for example, the camp was 10 weeks. Financially, it probably cost me in the region of £2,000 with my medicals and stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Then I was also working a job where I was coaching in the evenings at a club called Fight for Peace, which is government funded, and I was paid in the region of £1,000 a month there. But because of my boxing and sort of burning candles at both ends, I wasn't getting home till sort of 11, 12 o'clock at night, plus training twice a day and having a day job. I sort of knocked that on the head. So I took that as a loss, but obviously I knew I was going to be fighting, so I wasn't too worried about it. Then I was meant to box prior to the 28th. I was meant to box on the 7th on a Steve Goodwin show, but we got the call up for the 28th, so obviously we moved the dates to a bigger platform, and it's a great opportunity for myself. But my sister's wedding was on the 14th, which was the weekend before the fight got cancelled, and I literally didn't eat or drink anything at her wedding because I was making weight.
Oh, man.
I actually paid for the cake that I couldn't eat.
Mate.
And this was on the Saturday, and everybody was texting me, phoning me, saying, "Look, enjoy yourself at the wedding. Like, the fight's not going to happen. Like, blah blah." And I was like, "No, like, it could. You never know what could happen. It could have gone behind closed doors. Anything could have happened." So I was like, "I'm not like straying away from what I'm doing anyway." And then it got cancelled on the Monday, which is like 2 days later, and I was fuming. But yeah, they're hard to take, they're hard to swallow. But what we've got going on in the world at the minute is like, I've got nothing to gripe about. Do you know what I mean? There's people losing businesses, families, loved ones, everything. It's a terrible thing. That's what's happening at the minute.
Yeah, of course. I guess when you think of it in the grand scheme of things, boxing comes secondary to what's going on in the world at the moment. Really,
it does. Like, I've give sort of my life to this camp. In the meantime, but the thing is the most important thing is family, your loved ones, and health. Really,
of course.
I will take all of them above boxing.
Yeah, that's true. Any day of the week, really.
Yeah.
Any day of the week. So as you mentioned, before the fight got cancelled, did you have an opponent announced for that?
Yeah,
day?
we did. We had a tough guy called Marius. I won't pronounce his last name because I make myself look extremely stupid. But we had a tough come forward journeyman sort of fighter that hasn't been stopped, and he was going to come, so it would have been nice to sort of prepare me to get ready for these title fights, really.
Yeah. You mentioned that you think realistically things won't get back to normal about September. So any idea of a rescheduled date in plan, or is it that's not really on your mind at the moment?
It would be on my mind if someone told me. I'd love to know, but I think it's down to the government. It's down to British border control. Obviously, promoters have got shows booked in for, say, like May's been cancelled now, so like June and July. But to be honest, they're just gonna. I think what's gonna happen is they're just gonna get pushed back. I can't see any shows happening while we're in this crisis.
Yeah, of course not.
They're not going to put anyone at risk, really. So I think them shows are going to go back anyway. If someone said to me, "You're fighting September the 23rd at your call," then I'd say, "Yeah, of course." But obviously, I just can't see it. See it happening at the minute. I'm going to stay in shape. I'm going to stay fit because you never know. They could be like with no sports on the telly and no live sports and nothing really happening. You never know. Matchroom could have a few indoor arena events or something like that where they need spots filled. So if you're fit and healthy and ready to go, and Joe Bloggs is eating a packet of crisps and a Snickers sitting on his sofa waiting for this all to blow over, I'm going to get the opportunity first. You know what I mean?
I guess that's what it comes down to now. It's just like a waiting game and just staying ready, because you never know when. For all we know, this thing could end within the next 2 weeks, and then, bosh, everything's back to normal now. Do you know what I mean? So, I guess in someone in your situation,
it does, but I can't see it.
Yeah, no, of course, hypothetically speaking, but I guess, like you said, it's just staying ready. I think David Caldwell said that. He was talking to his fighters and he was saying, although how hard this period of time is for all boxers and for everyone, for you guys alone, like training is your day to day. So you got to stay ready, even as difficult as it is. You got to stay ready because anything can happen, you know.
Yeah.
So I got to commend you guys.
And the thing is, as well, is boxers shouldn't use camps to get fit.
Yeah,
they should be fit, ready to start camp, to work on what they need to work on and get to where they need to get to and spar and X, Y, and Z. If you're spending the first 4 weeks of a camp getting yourself fit, ready to get into a camp, then you're doing it backwards anyway. So,
yeah, of course.
To be fair, if I tick over and maintain the fitness level that I've got now, once I go back into camp, it will be easy, and then I can take a fight on short notice. So that for me would be great. But yeah,
I'd like to pick your brains a bit. Like, how would you say you're getting on, like mentally, being stuck at home and being limited to going only to certain places?
Well, I'll give you a bit of an insight in myself. I'm a very anxious person, regardless. Without this sort of lockdown and such, so I will worry what time I need to eat, what time I need to get to the gym. I'll be at the gym an hour early. Like I'm murder. Like I have to have things so regimented. So for me, this is like it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of anxiety, and it's a lot of just trying to sort of calm myself down and make sure that I'm sort of keeping to a regiment as such. So I'm still getting up at a regulated time, still doing certain things at certain times, eating at certain times, just to keep my mind at peace, really. Because with me, when I do something, it has to be down to a T.
I understand. Mate, credit to you, man, because for someone like yourself, you just say you get a bit of anxiety, to be able to still stay regimented in this time of our situation. Credit to you, man. Credit to your mental strength as well, and long may it continue, man. You know what I mean, another thing I'm struggling with staying at home is staying disciplined in terms of like eating. So someone like yourself, who's obviously a boxer, and the nutritional side of things, how you managing?
Yeah, I've got a great company involved at the Mill team. They provide me with food throughout my camp, and to be honest, they've been great. The last 2 weeks, they've still kept me up with my food. So eating healthy is fine. Even to be honest, when I've gone to the shops, and this really does annoy me, when I go to the shops to get my essentials, the healthy stuff is all there. People are just picking up crisp, chocolate, biscuits. It's like, how are you saying the shelves are empty? Like the fresh fruit and veg is all there. So for me, I've been able to get my essentials that I want. So you keep picking all the wrong stuff, guys, and I'll get my healthy stuff.
Fair play to you, man. Fair play to you. That kind of works in your favour, man. That's good.
It does. There's more left for me.
Yeah. God willing, when this coronavirus comes to an end and we get back to normality, realistically, by the end of the year, how many fights would you like to see yourself encountered with?
I would have, without this virus, I would have hoped to have had 4 or 5. Obviously, with work and stuff like that, I have to obviously limit the amount of fights I can have until I can make boxing a primary income as such. But yeah, I would have hoped to have 4 or 5 this year. Now looking at the state of the layout, probably I'll be lucky to get 2 or 3 in, just the way it is. I'm hoping to be out as active. If someone could said I can box every weekend and they're going to pay me a purse, I'd do it as soon as we could. Yeah,
I get you. It's a massive setback for not only for sport but boxing. With boxing being on the high as it is already now, it's like don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sound naive, and I know what's going on in the world. But yeah, man, even when things do get back to normality, it's going to take time to build and build, and then before we get to see the structure of how things are running beforehand, you know.
Yeah, it's like like all the guys that were fighting for titles on my show, and then obviously now May's cancelled.
Yeah.
All the fights have got to be rescheduled, so there's going to be a boxing boom as such. I would have thought. I think there's going to be sort of shows after shows after shows just to get everybody out that's sanctioned that needs to be out. Obviously, guys like us are going to be waiting in the wind, and we're going to have to take our opportunities as and when they come. But for them guys that their title fights have been rescheduled, they're going to have to put on show after show. So I don't know how that's going to work with the current climax in regards to ticket sales and whether people can get out. So it's just sits up, really, ain't it?
Yeah, for real, man. But Sam, just like to thank you for your time. Thank you for answering the phone first and foremost, and taking the time out to see what's going on in your day to day as a pro boxer. I wish you all the best in the rest of your career. And I wish you all the best in terms of everything that you do in your life as well, because we need more people like you. Continue doing what you're doing, man. God bless you. Before you leave, just want to, if you can just give us your socials so we can obviously, for those who are listening.
Yeah. Yeah, also I want to thank yourself for giving me the time and giving me the platform. So that's always nice to be thought of. So thank you for that, Nige.
It's always love, man. It's always love, man.
And I'm only really on Instagram, and it's Sam Cox _official. So you can find me on there. If you've got any questions or if you want to speak to me about anything, guys, in regards to power in the NHS, or if it's just about boxing questions, I'm always available.
Brilliant. I'm sure we'll link up soon in the future, and we would like to do obviously a face-to-face interview as well.
Yeah.
God bless you. Always thanks for showing us love on the page as always, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man.
Top man. Thank you, guys.
No worries. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
All right, bye.